reviewing, there was I think it was Pew, P-E-W, they do these
the polls.
Yeah, they do things. And they asked the question, I may be a little bit wrong here, but they said they do it, and they say, are you better off today than somebody in your situation, middle class, whatever you are, were 40 years ago? That's the question.
Yeah.
What do you think the answer was?
This is an insane statistic. I've seen this research. They're like that people are making inflation adjusted the same wage that they were making 50 years ago.
I don't mean that. I don't even mean statistically. I'm
It's
going
actually
beyond that.
emotionally. Are you better off than somebody?
How do you
in your
feel? Do you
position
think
40 years ago?
somebody in
No.
your condition was living better 40 years ago, or are you living better today?
Yeah, I think the average person would say no.
That's right. And that's an astonishing. All right. So, all right. Let's go through the economics of it, and then we'll go through the broader issue. Economics. This is an amazing fact. And again, it's something that people don't talk about because you got a lot of the Republicans want to make change. It's almost always the wrong kind of change. And the Democrats want to maintain the status quo, which is unsustainable.
Yeah.
That's what the choices that people have.
Yeah.
All right.
But sometimes if the status quo is horrible, any change looks better. And I think that's
which is why Donald Trump is the president.
That's what I think a lot of Democrats don't understand. Like, you've been very critical. We're lifelong, I can't speak for everybody, but like I grew up in New York City, I'm a lifelong Democrat, and we were very critical of the Democratic establishment. And it was through the lens of, hey, you're not addressing the concerns of the people. And by doing that, we were framed in a way that I think, and we continue to be framed in a way I think it was very unfair.
Oh, you don't know nothing about being framed.
It's a refusal.
I don't feel sorry for you. I'm sorry.
But it's just a refusal to look in the mirror.
That's exactly
And
right.
yeah.
All right, here's a fact. This is an astounding fact. Nobody talks about it. And this is the other thing. More important than anything else is people want to say, do you know what is going on in my life?
Yeah.
And if you don't talk about that reality, no one's going to trust you at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, fact.
But let's call people Latinx, Bernie.
That's right. That's right. That's the issue. All right. Over the last 52 years, I may be off a little bit here, but more or less I'm right. Over the last 52 years, there's been an explosion in technology, right? This stuff that we're looking at did not exist. Every worker in America is more productive, correct?
Absolutely.
Correct.
Okay, computers, etc. How much have real inflation accounted for wages increased in that 52-year time? Obviously, with all of that worker productivity increasing,
Nothing.
we must be making a lot more
0%.
money, right?
Nothing.
0%.
Zero.
Yeah.
In fact, there's an argument it's a little bit less in real housing costs, healthcare
But
costs.
because TVs are cheaper, you think that you're living a more luxurious
But
lifestyle.
take a deep breath
Yeah.
about that fact.
Yeah.
What does it say? Meanwhile, during that same period of time, there was a massive, according to Rand Corporation, not a socialist organization, there was a massive transfer of wealth from the bottom 90% to the top 1%.
But Bernie, surely they're paying taxes on all that new profits
right.
they're making, right?
Right.
And
They're
surely
not. Right. But that is getting back to this important issue, which I kind of started, what is reality? So if you're the average worker out there,
Yes, sir.
you're seeing people on the top getting phenomenally rich. You're no better off. And by the way, the likelihood is your kid is going to be worse off than you are, right?
Yeah.
That's a tough reality. Why is that? Who the hell is even talking about? A, why is that? And B, what the hell do we do about
And
it?
I think that was the appeal of Trump, is he appeared to be talking
Absolutely.
to us.
Exactly.
Whereas Democrats are kind of condescending and ignoring it.
All right. Essentially, Democrats say, status quo is working okay. We're going to tinker around the edges, make a little bit of a change here. Trump says the whole
It's
goddamn
horrible.
system is broken.
Yeah.
What is it? I will fix it.
Yeah.
Well, his solutions will make it worse. But he at least acknowledged
Yes.
that the system is broken. Democrats often don't.